live. All right, folks. So it says that we are live. So here's me. Are you here, third generation? Say that one more time.
I'm here. Can anyone hear me?
Yep. Okay, so it looks like you're coming through here. I'm coming through. Folks, I really apologize for this. Let's give it a few seconds to let other people find us again and come in.
All right.
This is not really my MO. I see I just received a message on Discord. So let's see.
Yeah, here's us both.
Alright. Oh, Renee's hacking me. Well, thank you fucker. Alright. Making me chain smoke here. Alright, who sent me a message? Oh. Jennifer's very worried about the stream, folks. So I need to give her the new link. Alright, so let's see here. Welcome back, my cunt. I'm glad you are very engaged to follow all these links. Bob, again, frick you. Alright. Looks like we have most of the people back. Third generation, just say something stupid.
Alright,
There you go. That was enough. So, the problem with me earlier was playing third generation's video. Third generation made an awesome parody video. I can't show the channel, but if you want to paste your link or the name of your channel in the chat, third generation, go ahead and do it.
Yeah, it'll be a second, but I'll go ahead and get working on that.
No, that's fine. You actually don't have any IP addresses there, Bob, so keep trying because you're going to be in any case. All right. So,
you ever noticed with Bob's spelling, the angrier he gets, the worse his spelling gets?
Yeah, right.
I think that his blood sugar just gets so high that sugar crystals form inside of his eyeballs.
Between that and the bacon grease.
Yeah, the inside of his eyeballs must look like a city sewer or something.
Bob is special, let me tell you. But yeah, come after me, Bob. I don't care. You know what? I really don't. Come after me. Come after... well, I can't speak for third generation, but I'm sure third generation is up at night all worried about you.
I know. Sometimes I just have these nightmares of this big yellow monster crawling on top of me, smelling like Mitchum and butt crack.
Ew. Wait a minute. Isn't the Mitchum supposed to take care of that butt crack?
Yeah, I think that what it is Bob is trying to use an exploit on the Mitchum, because it says if you use the Mitchum, you can skip a day. So he just uses Mitchum every day. It's like having a genie and then wishing for more wishes,
If you look at your screen, I just so happen to still have my Mitchum prop here. And it's triple odor defense. I realize that may not be the ideal for Bob. He probably needs quadruple, or what's after quadruple?
Yeah, quintuple.
Yeah, he needs quintuple protection.
Yeah, because there's body odor, there's rancid bacon grease, and then there's butt crack. That's 3 smells. He's already tasked his Mitchum past its capacity.
Ew. Bob, just because you put Mitchum on when you're 14 doesn't mean it's still going to work today. I will tell you third generation because I think you know this, many others don't, but I've been on a quest for a very long time to figure out if Bob actually has a washer and dryer inside of his trailer. And I found in a video, thanks to BobTube, recently, where Bob was in the middle of a preaching video and he had to get up to take the towels out of the washer and put them in a dryer. So he actually has a washer and dryer. I was like blown away. I was so proud. Now, if he uses laundry detergent or not is a whole nother thing. Because
you ever heard... Oh, you go ahead.
Go ahead.
You ever heard of those crystal wash balls? Like, there's like these allegedly natural clothes washing things, and it's literally just like a ball with no sanitizing agent whatsoever in it. I think Bob probably uses something like that from Jim Baker, most likely.
Yeah, that's right. He paid like $8,000 to get 4 laundry balls. But,
yeah, Seychelles filter ball.
The Seychelles. Well, and in the video, folks, he's talking about having to wash the towels where he had sopped up Renee's, I believe it was urine, from that recliner. It's just like, wow. I guess the washer ends, and it's like, you know what? If you're in the middle of a video, you can wait another couple minutes before your battery dies before you have to go and change it from the washer to the dryer. Yeah. So here's Bob McKim trying to tell us that he washes his clothes with Mitchum.
And then he walsh his clothes also.
Bob.
Wait a minute, Bob. I thought you said you wash your clothes.
That's right. Wash my clothes. You know what? Maybe this is a fake Bob because real Bob would have said wash. Jen, are you here?
I don't know, maybe...
What are your thoughts, Jen? What are you... Okay. Without looking, I think this is a fake Bob. Wash my clothes. No. Bob washes his clothes.
He washes his clothes and he washes Renee's cushions.
Oh, look. He responded. I mean wash. I am true and honest Bob. Toilet.
That proves it. I'm sorry, Bob. I'm sorry I doubted you.
I don't know. Just because you know one word, wash and toilet. What other words do you know there, Bob? What was the word last week? Oh my God. When he was talking about... Oh, yes. Evangelist Dr. Robert McKim Sr., if you are real... You need to let us know how you say falsehood. I'll give you a few seconds for the delay. Come on now. We're waiting. I think he's at a loss for words.
Yeah, I think one of the roaches might have come in and nibbled a little bit too much of his brain off.
All right, so while I can't say that words at all, I don't know what it means. Yes, we realize falsehood is at the 8th grade level, but can you give it a good old try there.
Yeah, give it the fake Bible college try, Bob.
All right, so I actually have to step away for 1 second, so I'm going to give this to you, third generation. You can keep engaging with Bob or the other nobody else here. Oh, there it goes. Falsehoods. I'll be right back, folks. Take it away.
All right. So, how is everyone doing tonight? I'm gonna 1 second. I'm gonna get on my phone and look at the whichever chat it is that actually shows what people are saying. Oh, I hear an echo. Oh no. Okay. So yeah, I've got my adult beverage here. You can't really. Hang on 1 second. Is the echo coming through the video? I'm sorry, Bob, that you're upset every day of your life. I'd be pretty upset too if I was you.
All right, I am back.
Welcome back. Yeah, there was a little bit of an echo, so I...
Hopefully you actually talked and not left it as silence in my absence.
Oh no, I tried to talk, but there was like this echo. I guess your mic was close to a speaker or something.
Oh yeah, 'cause I'm using this headset mic for this show, so yeah, I apologize.
But I did talk to Bob. He's very upset, every day of his life.
You don't say.
Yeah.
What's he upset about today?
I don't know. Maybe he's probably upset because he can't discern the signs of the seasons. Which is a very important thing to do when you're a amateur weather security patrol man.
Skywarn all the way. Which, by the way, folks, I don't know if you guys know this, but May 25th is, I want to read this right, is Amateur Radio Military Appreciation Day. But yet, we didn't get any videos out of Bob today honoring military personnel, and we know he's got like 1 million amateur radios surrounding him.
I mean, that's the problem, though. That's like his favorite thing and his least favorite thing put together.
And if you all don't believe me, I'm not making this up. I'm going to post, let me find it here. I'm going to post a link to the site. There truly is today, May 25th, is the day that people who are into amateur radio are supposed to honor military personnel.
Oh my god, there's so many Mike Hunts here today. I'm so happy.
Oh no, that's a new Mike Hunt there. Oh boy. Too many of the... I almost said it. Too many of the Hunt family here.
Hey, I'll have you know I'm the best Mike Hunt, you jerk.
That's right. That's your real name. You should call your attorney generals and let them know that they're using your name.
I bet they all live in Fayetteville too.
and they all have heart conditions.
Yeah, they all had open heart surgery, which I didn't even know I had open heart surgery until Bob told me.
And they're all 24 years old and live in their mother's basements.
And they love to make videos. I just love the idea of him giving them all this information, and then they just all of a sudden are like, oh, open heart surgery, well, that's too vague, and oh, this. Wait, you said he likes to make videos? We know exactly who you're talking about. They just bust down my door.
Oh my god. Yes, you can both be the best of the Kant family.
And guys, we can all come to my mother York's house, share a meal together.
Oh, what Jennifer say? Oops, I did not know that. Yes, Jennifer, you should have known that today is Amateur Radio Military Appreciation Day. I'm sure it's a thing in the U.S. and Canada. I'm sure, like us K-hunts.
Yeah, they're very rough with us.
Oh my god, the K-Hunt family, they're the trolls on Comedy Central. The K-Hunt family, they are hacking my computer. Wow. So today, folks, as you saw from the little... Okay, I'm not going to say that word. I'm not going to say it, so don't tempt me. But as you saw from the thumbnail,
yes, it is, Mike.
And I'm not going to say it because I'm worried about YouTube. I'm not going to say it because it's just not in my lectionary. So today we were supposed to talk about lolcows and trolls and germs. So, oh God, I am...
You've opened Pandora's box here.
All right, fine. I'm just going to shut up. I'm going to let you two take over the show. So let's talk about lolcows. Here's my second grade teacher redirection. So it is not a lolcow, Michelle or anybody else. It's a lolcow. LOL invisible hyphen cow. And I also want to talk about, what makes a troll. These two my cunts are going to kill me. Yes, Jen, I will say you made a... Wow. You made a very long live stream today about old beer bottles. And I will say that while most may consider it awkward, I do kind of like old things like that. But no offense, 2 hours on old bottles is probably a little bit too long. Even I myself lose interest. I have like the shortest attention span. I like the attention span of a fruit fly, right? And so 2 hour streams or even 1 hour streams are too much. I know we recently went to what was it last time? 1 hour 45 or something. I do try to keep
1 hour 50.
Yeah, I do try to keep it down. I don't know what's going to happen today, just because of all the technology. Hey, Jen, I don't think you're a cow. You're just Jen. And we'll get into that in a little bit because I do plan on talking about you, so brace yourself. Yeah, she's stoned again. So, a lolcow, yeah, I need to take this a little bit serious now, as much as I can. lolcows tend to be like exceptional people. And I know the definition on Kiwi Farms is something to the effect of, they don't use the word exceptional, but basically somebody that you can milk for laughs. And I think there's more to that, because there's just some people who put themselves out on the internet. And like, let's look at Jen. Jen puts herself out there. She's like, I am Jen. And if I recall correctly, Jen, you say that you are a lesbian woman trapped in a man's body. Fine, whatever. I don't give a shit about that. I'm not going to ridicule you, whatever. But you have other people like Bob McKim, who wants to have a serious preaching channel. You have a Michelle Delaney who wants to have a serious channel and wants to get into the YouTube Partner Program. And I even think there's a difference between the two, right? Here's Jen who's saying, no, I'm not sending you to hell. I don't give a shit about anything. I am just me. I call myself a transvestite, which, Jen, you should look up your terms. You're not technically a transvestite just because it's been pounded into me by this agenda. But you have Jen who's like, I am who I am. Take me who I am, and fuck you if you don't agree. And you have people like Bob and Michelle who are like, oh my God, I am so serious. I'm so real. It just baffles me. Even Tommy, Tommy gets a bad rap, and I will give him a bad rap. And if any of you have seen any of my other videos as an alter ego myself, Tommy's just like, I'm an old hippie who dresses as a woman, but I don't want to look like a woman, Yeah. So
I'm going to put zero effort into it.
Yeah. So there's this wide range. So I guess the question is, it's like, what really is a lolcow? And I'm going to give my thoughts, and then I'm going to go to third generation for his. But my initial thoughts are, they're not grounded in reality. They don't have any concept of reality. I watch Bob, who claims to be a prophet. I watch Michelle, who claims to be some god ordained her as a snow queen. There's oh boy, I'm going to get her name wrong. Dana, don't quote me, folks, but maybe a Dana Cook. I know she has a Kiwi Farms thread, but she thinks she's like the freaking goddess of Jupiter or some stupid shit like that. So you have people like way far out, and it's, I don't get it. Sorry again for that beep, folks. What are your thoughts on lolcows, third generation?
So I follow different types of lolcows than you do. I'm not 100% familiar with most of the ones you listed. I follow Bob, obviously. I also follow DSP, Uncle Adams.
Wait, just before you go on. DSP is Phil the gamer, right? What's his I know that's an acronym, but what's his
Dark Side Phil. He's like this old YouTuber from back in the early days of YouTube, and that's basically the only reason he has a following. I think there's also, Jack Scalfani. But the thing is that my little collection of lolcows is different from yours, because they do seem to have some degree of understanding of reality. My take on lolcows, based on the ones I know about, is that they are different from quote unquote normal people in a way that's destructive to them, and they're beyond being helped. They either refuse to be helped or whatever. Like Bob, for instance, for the longest time, I tried to be nice to Bob. I tried to offer him helpful advice. A lot of people have, but he throws it away. And it's the same with Phil. It's the same with Uncle Adams. It's the same with Jack Scalfani. They'd rather basically refuse any sort of positive feedback to the point where you're just like, fuck it. All we can do is laugh at them.
Yeah. Exactly. There's no sense of reality. There's no grounding. They're just like way out there.
Yeah.
And I've looked, you and I have side conversations. We don't talk all the time. I don't want to give you guys the impressions like we're BFFs, but we will shoot names to each other from time to time. And it's like, wow, there's so many similarities,
Yeah.
I think when we get down to it, there's just so many similarities of people who say there's something that really can't be disproved. You have Bob who's saying that he was a prophet. When we get down to it, and you watch that video, Bob had a GERD episode, or what was it, acid reflux. And
yeah, he barfed in his mouth a little bit and he choked on it.
Yeah, so Bob barfed in his mouth a little bit, choked on it, and went to heaven. So he died from his situation, and God sent him back. I don't think
God said, we don't want you here.
Exactly. I don't think God sent him back as a prophet. I think God sent him back like, get the fuck out of here. We don't want you here.
Bob's ego was so hurt that he just had to make up the story about you're a prophet.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's just incredible to watch him. One of the things I notice is, and again, I watch a whole different set of people you do, and I watch a whole different set of people than anybody else does. Most of the people I watch tend to be very socially isolated. Like outside of YouTube, they have no interaction with the world. Yeah, we could talk about Michelle. Michelle's interaction with the world is placing her order to the McDonald's employee, but they just have zero interaction. And I talked about earlier, Bob's trailer park is way on the outskirts of friggin' Carrollton. So even if he wanted to be integrated in that community by design, he's way out there. And I'd be scared. Go ahead.
I would argue that for my little set of lolcows, it's probably the same deal. Darkside Phil has said in the past that he does socialize because he goes to the grocery store once a week. There are videos that Jack Scalfani has made where he goes to restaurants, and while he does socialize, he's so oblivious to just basic social customs that everyone kind of avoids them.
Yeah, I agree. Yes, Jen, I'm looking at the chat. So, yeah, you are a cartoonist, and you use your cartoons. Sorry again for the beep, folks. You use your cartoons to express yourself in ways that you can't. But here's Jennifer, and yeah, I'm biased because I do like Jennifer, and I know many don't, and that's okay if you don't. But she lives in social isolation, and I totally get why, and I understand why. And her outlets is through her drawings. And yes, even for me, her drawings are quite bizarre. But you know what? I'm not going to ridicule it because Jen happens to like big boobs. But at the end of the day, you're just like, here I am. And here's what I have to say today. Like today, Jen, you had a 2-hour stream, I think it was like 2 hours, about bottles you found in the garbage. But you're not hurting anybody. Bob is sending people to hell. There's a big difference between the two of you, you know? I mean, what are your thoughts, Third? And I don't care if you like Jen or not. You could say you don't like her. I mean, this is a fair stream, but like, what are your thoughts on, not necessarily Jen, I'm not putting you on the spot, but comparing Jen to Bob?
I mean, Jen is not a malicious lolcow. She, Bob definitely is. I think that being malicious and being a negative person are not really a requirement for a lolcow. Like, Uncle Adams is sickeningly optimistic all the time. Dark Side Phil, yeah, he's a negative, toxic personality, but he doesn't usually go out of his way to make people. I'm going to have to word this carefully because he kind of does, but it's not to the same level as Bob, basically. He doesn't try and condemn people with this imaginary power he has.
Right. Yeah. And when we get down to I mean, I follow probably way too many. There's a couple I follow that I probably shouldn't or can't talk about here, but they all have. I want to word this the straight way, but they all. Bob is an evil alien. Welcome, Joe. But many of them have what somebody would describe as like narcissistic tendencies.
Yeah, they seem to think a lot of themselves, a lot more than they actually are. A lot of them have kind of entitlement issues.
Yeah, I mean, Bob has no problem getting on stream talking about how the government is not giving him more and more and more. But when we look at the government systems, they're set up to basically keep you alive. Like, what is the bare minimum to keep this person alive? But they want more and more.
These are life vests, not luxury yachts,
Uh-oh, Joe says he's uploading a new video right now.
Oh, boy.
Well, Joe, love you, always have, but how long are you going to keep that one up? I'll watch
I don't care.
I'll watch a Joe Hester video, then I'll go back to like grab it to get clips, and it's gone. Stick with the program, Joe.
as long as it's been there, that's enough for me. This is the best amateur radio military celebration day ever.
I always look forward to Joe's. And there's probably like only a handful of people I look forward to the notifications. Joe's one of them. Third Generation, you're one of them. And whenever I say Jennifer pop up, because I know it's going to be something. It may not interest me, but it's going to be like very interesting,
Yeah.
All right, so I made notes, people, believe it or not.
Oh boy.
So we were talking about like the difference between lolcows and trolls, and I think the challenge becomes that many of the people we talk about use the word troll because it's like the new buzzword. Prior to troll, it was bully. Oh, people are bullying me, whatever. But I think even in the trolls, you have like much like witches, you have the white trolls and the dark trolls. And there are some trolls who do some pretty serious shit, and then while I might chuckle, I'm like, oh god, I don't have the guts for that, and there's the white trolls. But I think when we get into white trolls, what we're really looking at here is anybody who expresses an opinion, anybody who disagrees automatically becomes a troll, and that's really not right. Yeah, I do some trollish things that can border on parody for myself, but in reality, I'm not being malicious. And I'm not naming names, I'm not naming people, because there clearly are, and you all know it. There's white trolls and there's dark trolls. Um, and I think the troll word is overused. What do you think?
I mean, I think that if you're trying to be a troll, then I guess you're a troll. I mean, I'm not an expert by any means, but somebody who just leaves a comment on, like, Bob's video, for instance, that sincerely disagrees with him, that's not a troll. That's just a person who disagrees with you. I feel like you kind of have to put in some degree of conscious effort to fuck with them to be counted as a troll.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you 100% on that. And there's people who take the YouTube, they want to present their truth, but they don't want to hear the truth. And when I say the truth, it doesn't mean we're always right, but the truth means our opinions. When Bob puts out shit about citizens' arrests and being a representative payee, he doesn't want to hear the truth from the actual Social Security Administration website. So if you say one thing and I show you what the law says or what the standard says, it doesn't make me a troll. It just means I'm calling you out.
Yeah, you're just kind of vehemently disagreeing with him. You're not, trying to fuck with him, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Hester just put something. This is hardly trolling. We never convinced Bob to stick a cross up his arse. I think I know what he's referencing there. Speaking of your dark trolls or whatever you're talking about, I believe he's referencing Chris Chan when that Blue Spike catfished him and then held his PlayStation account hostage. And one of the conditions was to stick his little Play-Doh Sonichu medallion up his butt, which he ended up doing.
I think I missed all of that. But Joe, does Joe troll in the traditional sense? Yes. Do I troll in a traditional sense? Yes. But Joe is more about the laughs, the lulls, or whatever. Joe isn't doing anything dark or hurtful. Joe is pointing out realities. And calling me a troll, yeah, you know what? I will say that I'm a troll because I know that is what they say. But at the end of the day, I hope that I am, I don't want to say fair and balanced because that's a media term, but I hope that I am like middle of the road saying this is what you're saying, but this is the truth. Here's Bob like last week saying, I can place you under arrest. Well, no, Bob, you really can't because it's not a felony, right?
Hi, Luna.
Hey, Luna, welcome. I think this is the first time we've seen you on these live streams, so welcome here.
Another sort of dark or negative troll or whatever that I know of was the SOK for Dark Side Phil. They used to run like a live stream of their own, and they would talk about Phil like every single time. And who Mr. Medicare is, right? He showed up on one of their live streams and said, "Hey, you guys got to start like talking about someone else because you're getting kind of obsessive."
Yeah.
And I think it was like a couple years ago, their whole group like fell apart, and it was revealed that they had been like behind swatting Darkside Phil and getting content strikes on his videos and like all this, kind of, I mean, the swatting definitely, but there was a lot of like illegal shit going on. So that's definitely if there is a line, it's way past that line,
Yeah, and I think I'm with you on that. You know what? Swatting somebody is clearly the dark side of trolldom, right? Doing something. Jen, you know what, Jen? What you did on April 20th or 420 and beyond, that could have made you worthy of being a specimen on the show. But look what happened to Jen. Here's Jen. I believe she chain smoked 4 or 5 joints. She's hallucinating that Miss J became real. And I'm not trying to pick on you, Jen, but the glasses came off, and she's, and Jen has an issue with her, I believe, dentures or false teeth, because she has to get them screwed in or whatever. They can't be normal like other people. And so here she is.
Bolted into her mouth?
Yeah, they have to be bolted, and she has pictures of it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And so glasses come off. She's eating this chicken. She's seeing people. She's singing. A couple times she said she's a man. There's a lot of shit going on. And then next thing you know, there's a freaking knock at her door, and the police are there. And I know I didn't call, and I know you didn't call, but Jen alleges in one of her videos and on a couple other occasions that it was Bob who actually called the police on Jen.
Bob swatted her. How dare he?
Yeah. So even Jen got swatted.
So there's something from Mike Hunt, or one of the Mike Hunts. That medallion seems like a really uncomfortable shape for putting into a butthole. Well, that's
Okay,
yeah,
I got it.
That blue spike troll had originally, I'm probably recounting this wrong. They'd originally told Chris to just put it in like full, and Chris ended up cutting it up. So it's still very uncomfortable, still very, awful and evil, but there you go. There's your answer. I hope you're satisfied. I'm not.
I think. Well, there's no like entry into my next part here.
Speaking of shoving things into your butthole.
Yeah, speaking of shoving things in your butthole, let's talk about trolls. Joe, I love you to death, but what Bob does with the cross is none of my fucking business.
Hey, he does not use his cross for that. He uses his Bible. Get it straight.
And if I recall correctly, it's a well-used Bible.
Yeah.
But lately, of course, he's not making videos because he's too busy studying.
You think that Bob gets a permanent marker and draws dots on his eyelids so he can pretend he's studying?
Oh man, I don't know what the fuck he's studying, but I'm not gonna tell you all to subscribe to one god or another, but the god that I know has nothing to do with Bob's god, and my god does some great things, He uses.
Oh no!
Oh, I see. We read that at the same time. Oh, Mike. Mike, I've never blocked somebody, but let me see, how does that work?
Mike, my mother might be watching. Calm down.
I love you, Mike Hunt, the one with the beard or whatever in that little profile picture, but I'm going to soon learn how to block someone.
Oh, God. If I start having night terrors, it's your fault, other Mike Hunt.
Does your mother know? Okay, Mike Hunt. Aaron, let me just say it so you can get the sound clip. Mike Hunt. Stop.
I hope she doesn't.
Oh, wow. So anyways, about lolcows and trolls.
And germs.
And germs, which you didn't even get to yet, and I have a feeling we're not,
Yeah.
but... Oh, let us pray. Hang on. Mike Hunt's leading us in prayer. Lead the prayer, Mike. Lead the prayer. But yeah, so at the end of the day, I'm trying to be so fucking serious here. You know, all day long, people. I'm broadcasting on the internet with seriousness. But in any case, so... You have your lolcows who are very special. They don't realize they're special. One of the things that really bothers me, and I started to talk about this, but there are people like Jed who really don't give a shit. They just start a stream and just start talking. But then you have people like Michelle and Bob and, others who... They think their stream is the shit. But what they don't do is they don't pre-plan. And one of my most favorite things, I mean, there's a lot of videos I like, but one of my most favorite things you've ever said, Third Generation, is that Bob makes videos all the time, but he never remembers to charge his camera.
Yeah. Oh, that was not me. That was Bobbert, remember?
I'm sorry. Yes, that wasn't you. That was Bobbert. I stand corrected. You know?
No, but yeah, I do. Yeah, that is one of the things that I would expect him to actually be somewhat prepared for. You know, how many videos do you think there are that he didn't even realize the camera was not on while he's recording a video?
Oh, that I don't even want to know. But I get what you're saying. But you know, you're going to make a goddamn video, and you know you're a preacher, evangelist on YouTube. The first thing you want to do is make sure that goddamn camera is charged before the bacon is cooked. You know, there's things you want to do. If you're going to make a stream and you're being serious about it, I'm not talking about the people who just go on to be random, but if you're being serious about your shit, you're going to comb your hair. Look at Bob. You're going to wipe the egg yolk off your face. You're going to have everything go. You know, I told somebody recently, I'm not going to mention the person's name because they're not here in the chat, but we were joking with each other, and I said, would you believe that I was so excited about my live stream that I even vacuumed the studio floor? But nobody sees the studio floor. You know, there's a certain pride in what you do and what you put out. And we don't see this with any of these people. There is no pride. And this is going to kind of lead us into germs here. But they just turn on a camera and they don't give a shit. I mean, there was a video I made, and I can't remember which one it was. I knew what it was earlier, but I purposely put mustard on my face right here, and somebody thought that I had cancer.
Oh.
You know? But you know you're going to make a video. You know you want to be serious to the world, so treat it like so. But so many people that we talk about, and I don't care if I like you or not, I'm just going to mention you. Bob, Jen, Michelle, Tommy, they are so socially isolated. Like, YouTube becomes their only outlet to the community. But they don't think about how they're presenting themselves. They want to be taken serious. But I can't take somebody serious who's got freaking egg yolk on their face. I can't take somebody serious who has dirt caked up under their nails. Or in the case of Tommy, I can't take somebody serious who just dumpster dived and got what's that yogurt? Is it Activia or Activia?
I think it's Activia.
Yeah, Activia. And then when I brought it home, I didn't put it in the fridge. I kept it on a tray table behind me in videos for several days. You know, I can't take you serious if you're going to do that. You know, you mentioned the guy who cooks, and I realize he has.
Yes.
I realize he has either 400 or 500,000 followers. And he does a cooking show, and you know, but the thing that bothered me, and granted, I'm going to say right now, the clip that I saw was from a reaction channel, so of course it was condensed and made the way they wanted it to make. But he went into his freezer, this is my version, not what I saw, and he grabs a roast out of his freezer that was only wrapped in foil, folks. That was cooked, and it was like maybe at least a year old. He chops up the fucking roast that is clearly freezer burnt because Ice Age had nothing on this roast, and he makes a chili out of it, which is fine and dandy.
Would you like for me to kind of break down what was in the chili?
Well, just hang on one second. I do.
Okay.
But give me a second. So he goes into his freezer. He gets this roast that's only wrapped in foil for like a fucking year. He chops it down. I assume it was already defrosted. And he makes a chili. And he takes this chili to the frickin' church chili cook-off. My thought is, he's just poisoned however many people who were there. But go ahead with your version.
Yeah, so the person we're talking about here is Jack Scalfani. He runs the channel called Cookin' with Jack. He's trying to teach people how to cook. That's the main conceit of a cooking channel, but his food's regularly undercooked. It's like, oh, Mike, we're talking about Jack Scalfani from Cookin' with Jack. There's a picture I showed you on Discord of this. What was it? He had a piece of chicken and he cut it open and it was like red and bleeding.
Ew. I saw that.
Yeah. Well, so, anyways, this chili video, he was trying to show off this brisket chili recipe. He pulls a brisket out of his fridge that, as you said, was only wrapped in foil. And meanwhile, he's saying, oh, look at that crust on the brisket. And it's like burnt, scorched black on the outside of the brisket and raw in the middle. And it's, of course, likely very heavily freezer burned. And he's like, this is what's going to win me the chili cook-off. So he cuts up this brisket and puts it in a slow cooker with like a bunch of canned vegetables and stuff, and no seasoning other than like a can of chipotle peppers. And he takes it to this chili cook-off, and he asks one of the church... This is at his own church, by the way. He goes and he's like, oh, hey, how are they judging the chili? And it's like, oh, everyone who tastes the chili casts a vote. And he immediately turns around and he's like, they're over there. They're rigging the results. I'm not going to win. I can tell you that now because this is an unfair way to rig the votes. And, like, it's just ridiculous. This guy certain people should not be allowed to do certain things, and this guy should not be allowed to run a cooking channel if he can't even cook food that's not going to fucking make people sick. Was that virtual harassment says, in my town, a lady brought in potato salad to a church get-together, and a few people died of botulism. You're not serious, are you? That's awful. Oh my god. But yeah, if there was another video I showed of him making this party cheese salad, and I'm not even going to spoil it for you. You should just go ahead and look that up. Aunt Myrna's party cheese salad.
And I have to say, hopefully you can hear me, but you all, you shared that video with me, and first of all, that salad sounded disgusting by the ingredient list, but wow, that was a mess. Would you try that salad?
What salad?
That Aunt was
like
it
the
Myrna's?
Potato salad? Oh, Aunt Myrna's cheese party. No, I would not. If I was dying in a desert and I was dying of hunger, I would rather eat my own foot than eat that cheese party salad.
That sounds
I'm
a
not
lot.
kidding. It's like made of like Jello and pimento peppers and like he eats it and then he makes this face like he's trying to mentally force himself to swallow the food, and he's like, that's good.
And that kind of brings me to, I'm going to try this here. It's a stretch. But our discussion about germs, right? So we have this guy who, before I had to walk away, I mentioned is bringing the shit out of his freezer from years ago. No, I would not eat Renee's foot, Luna. Ew.
I mean, I don't know. It might be kind of fermented like an Italian sausage.
No, stop.
It's probably like a hard salami. You just cut it open, and there it is.
Yeah, hard salami filled with bacteria.
Yeah.
But
extra protein.
Ew. I'll never eat again. Polish. I don't think Renee's Polish. What is Renee? Do we even know? Third?
I have no idea.
Renee Jackson. So Jackson sounds very American. So she doesn't seem to have a nationality.
I mean, I'm not going to try and give away too much here, but myself being a German American, my last name is actually a Dutch last name. So,
you
know that can
sinner. Yeah, don't give your last name. This is how we get into doxing, which is a whole different subject. So, ew, Luna.
It's a Dutch last name. They're not even going to know how to spell it.
Luna, you were so good in my book until you asked me to eat a piece of Renee. All right, so we've got 9 people here. So I know we're live. This is good, and I do have to worry. What, Jen for J? What old cookbook video? The one from 2 days ago? When you say old, I assume you're talking about years ago, not like hours ago. My cunt. You know what? You're finding my last nerve, man. Oh boy. So so I tried to move into talking about germs. And one of the things I think about, well, there's many things I think about, but there's a video which I believe has since been deleted, but what is it? 3GG, is it Bisexual Ministries International Incorporated?
Incorporated.
Yeah. So Bisexual Ministries Incorporated. You are not fragile, my cunt. Fuck you. So, Bob, if I recall the story correctly, Bob posts a bunch of shit videos, and then there's a guy who comes along who passes out a bunch of Bibles. It's like the Bible man from Colorado or something. You know what I'm talking about?
You're talking about Bible Drive?
Maybe Bible Drive.
Bible Drive?
Yeah. So Bible
he
Drive.
calls him Bible Dave for like a week. He was angry and couldn't read.
So Bible Drive convinces Bob to delete a whole bunch of videos, but of course, Bisexual Ministries Incorporated finds the video, and there's a video of Bob cooking bacon and hash browns in his kitchen. And I wasn't focused on the food. I was more focused on the surroundings, and that's what I do a lot with Bob. You know, when he's talking, or when Tommy's talking, or even when Jennifer's talking, or anybody else, I'm too busy looking at the surroundings. And so here's Bob in his kitchen. At that time, he had that Jesus long, greasy hair, and he's talking about the troll. I think he actually had teeth at that time. And he's in the kitchen, and he's cooking all this bullshit. Now I'm just looking at everything like I could take a fucking razor blade and scrape the grease off everything in that kitchen. And
yeah,
third generation, I don't want to give up one of our previous conversations, but there was something you said to me once, and you could say however you're comfortable with, that ever since that video, you haven't been able to eat breakfast food.
Yeah, I haven't eaten bacon in like a year and a half. It's, you know, his kitchen, you know, does anyone remember the little roach safaris he did? He did 2 videos where he was marching around his house saying, "Where's the roaches, people? Where's the roaches?" And he went in his kitchen once in the middle of the night with the lights on, because cockroaches like to come out at night even though the lights are on, and he's showing his stove. And he's like, "Oh, well, that's a grease stain. Oh, that's a stain on the wood. Oh, that's just a piece of food, but it's not a cockroach, people."
Didn't he get up at like midnight or like 1 o'clock in the morning to film that video?
He got up at midnight and turned on all the lights so that he could see the cockroaches, but he doesn't realize the cockroaches all hide when the lights are on. It's not like they're nocturnal. It's just that they don't like the light.
And somebody, I don't remember who it was, so please don't take offense, but somebody made this video of Bob. It was that exact same video, and of course they made a parody where every time the camera turned, there was a whole shitload of roaches. Right?
I think that was the like evangelist Dr. McKim library.
And so they're like, "I don't have roaches," and so he turns to this cabinet, and there's this whole shitload of roaches. Yeah, you know, you should remember, Mike Hunt, that infestation. It was disgusting, but if you keep it up, that's going to be the last thing you're going to remember. But I remember, I mean, Bob clearly either woke up, set his alarm, or he stayed up to make this video to prove he does not have roaches. And if you do anything sorry folks, if you do anything in urban studies, you know that if you accept food from a food bank or a food pantry, your increased risk of roaches skyrockets. And I don't know about Bob's place. I know Bob's place is fucking disgusting, right? You know, it's a hellhole. But one thing I do want to say, because I kind of want to bring this back to my original plan, is that you may be poor, you may be on a limited income, you may be living in a shithole. I'm not going to wrong you for that, right? I don't care. The fact is, you're not living on a street. But what happens is when you get inside that place which is the last resort between you and living on a street, you have zero fucking pride in your living environment. You know, Bob sits in that fucking recliner all day long, calling corporate headquarters, calling the police, doing whatever Bob does. But he never takes even 10 minutes to clean any portion of that kitchen. And we talked a little bit earlier about the other guy, and I can never remember his name, but the chili cook-off guy who pulls this roast out of his freezer to make a chili for the chili cook-off. But Bob doesn't take a moment to do anything to improve his living conditions. You know, yeah, he could talk about the cellulitis, or what does he say, the celliitis?
Celliitis.
Yeah, the celliitis. You know what? Okay, Renee sits in that recliner all day. Not wronging Renee. She pisses and shits in that recliner. And the only thing you can do is wipe it up with a towel. No wonder her leg almost fucking fell off. I mean, what are your thoughts?
I mean, well, let me try and collect my thoughts here. You know, when Bob made that video after Bisexual Ministries did his little puppet video where he issued Bob the challenge to clean his kitchen, his response was that it's an uphill battle to clean his kitchen. I mean, it would be an uphill battle if you're constantly bringing home garbage and storing it in your kitchen. There's, you know, he doesn't show the kitchen that often anymore, but there would be boxes of food, there'd be dishes filling the sink, there'd be, there were like 40 takeout trays all stacked up on top of each other. Like, I don't even, what is he planning on doing with those? Is he trying to use those as makeshift insulation to patch up the hole over Renee? I don't even know, but...
I think he takes those to all these different community events to be like, oh, give me a box to go. And he may even lie. Yeah, but then
why is he keeping it?
Because he may even lie. Oh, my sick mother's at home. My sick whatever's at home. I need another portion of this food to take home. I mean, there's no fucking excuse. I look at Bob. I look at Bob's kitchen. You know what, Jennifer? You know I love you, but I look at your conditions. I look at Tommy and pulling shit out of the dumpster and making food. And yeah, I know Michelle is not hard of hearing. Is legally blind, but you know, there's shit going on in her place. Like, all these people have all these different things going on. And at the end of the day, it's not a troll that's going to kill them. It's going to be their own behaviors, their own actions.
I think that a big part of it is that it goes kind of back to what I was saying. They have these like socially maladaptive traits, and they don't really understand why the things they do are bad things. Like Bob, for instance. Bob doesn't clean his house. People call him out for having a dirty house. His reply is, oh, you trolls are trying to get me. He doesn't understand why it's bad to have a dirty house. Like, And you look at more cleanly. I mean, like Jack Scalfani. Mike, his name is not Jack Skellington. Jack Skellington is skinny, and he can use both of his arms. Like, he has, from what I've seen, a fairly clean house, but then the fundamentals of clean cooking he doesn't understand. He wears a ring when he cooks. You're getting chicken blood under that ring, which doesn't really matter because there's chicken blood coming out of the finished chicken.
Yep, and you know what?
But they just...
And I agree. I take certain liberties when I just cook for myself or when I just cook for my wife. I take certain liberties. But if I'm going to make a YouTube channel being a cooking show, you know what? I'm going to try to do things the right way. Like you said, I'm not going to wear rings. You shared with me some joke photos earlier this week. I'm not going to have chicken that's not at the proper temperature, right? And the one photo you shared with me, which was really funny, was a chicken that was basically still bleeding, right?
Yes, it was dark red on the inside, leaking blood.
And that's fine. We take certain liberties within our own household. But if you're going to try to be all serious as shit about it, and you're going to have a cooking show, or you're going to say this or say this, then there's a certain accountability there that you need to achieve. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Yeah. There's a video that Jack made, or one of his co-hosts made, and I did not find it, but there's a video where he's teaching people how to can food, and you got to watch out for botulism and stuff with canning and jarring food, because if you trap bacteria in there with the food, they're just going to grow out of control. And this guy, he did something, I don't know what exactly he did, but he made it so that the food was not sterile inside the can. And, he's over here trying to give teaching videos on how to do this. Like he's some kind of expert when he's making these extremely basic, extremely dangerous mistakes.
I agree. And I want to address Mike Hunt here. The Mike Hunt we like. I shouldn't say we like, but the Mike Hunt we know.
Hey, I'm Mike Hunt too.
Yeah, I know. They're stealing from you. You should call the Attorney General, but...
I think I'm just going to change my last name to Hawk.
It costs you $35 in Canada. But add links to the cows pages. Here's one thing that I do. I'm just addressing this in general, not you in particular. If you actually go to the main page of Comedy Central, there's a section called frequently referenced cows. All those links are there. So could I do a better job of putting it in the stream? But at this point, I need to do a better job of making sure we're live. And yes, we do love you. But anybody who we talk about is typically there in the frequently referenced cows. I will tell you right now that I am not going to get in the habit of talking in links because that's just way too much for me. This is casual. This is not professional. Oh, here's Mike Hunt now saying, "Oh, it's just a thought. That's not necessary." Fuck you, Mike. Me is lucky that I love him or her.
I love all those bobblings too, Mike.
Jennifer, please don't take offense. I realize you clean. And this is not... Anything I said about you is not a criticism. Yes, you have your own quirks. I have my quirks. One of the rules of YouTube... Well, first off, let me backtrack. One of the first rules of video is you gain 10 pounds, right? And when you add in YouTube, if you have any small quirks, they're magnified 5, 10 or 100 times, right? You know, people will find your smallest thing and make them into the biggest deal. I personally don't give a shit. I know you probably don't give a shit. But when you make a video, Jen, I'm not looking at you saying, what are all the things wrong in the background? There are a couple times I want to tell you, like, you should have cleaned the counter, you should have cleaned out under your nails. And I joke with you a lot because we're friends, right? I even tell you, you did not close the door when you went to the bathroom on live stream.
Oh.
But thanks be God, Jennifer now closes the door. The next step is to get you to wash. The next step is to get you to wash your hands. But when I say it, I'm not picking on you. It doesn't mean I don't like you. It just means I'm calling you out, right? I'm not trying to be your dad. I'm not trying to be your brother Robert. It's just what it is. And you know what? Same thing goes for Bob. Bob wants to make this serious channel. Well, if you're going to make a serious fucking channel, you need to give it your best. Your camera needs to be charged. You need to wipe the egg yolk off your face. And you need to know what the fuck you're trying to say. Oh, wait, what did she say? I did a video about... What? Jennifer, I don't know what you're trying to say there. Maybe you can retype it. I did a video about wiring. Yeah, I don't get it, Jen. I know you're trying to say something. Can you try it again? But there's a big difference. And these people want to come and take people who give their honest opinions and try to make them into trolls. You know what? You've presented yourself out into the universe as some whatever you are, and there are people who have their opinions. And it falls under fair use. And I don't want to throw fair use around because I know it's a legal term, but it falls under fair use. I have an opinion. And sometimes when I make a video about you, I'm going to make it transformative. You know, I know the laws. And I'm not going to get too deep into this, but I know it way more than what it exists on YouTube. And so, yeah, I try to run a very delicate game and not try to be a total asshole about someone. But it is what it is. Let me look at the chat here. Just to show, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a couple good ones that just popped up.
You know, Joe, you said corn roast from his nose. I think back to the time, I think it was Carl Rupert or whatever he is. He talked about a certain kind of crab. What was it? What were the crabs?
I don't know.
Oh, I can't remember.
What? Describe the crab for me.
Like sand crabs. That may or may not be the right word, but oh god, I can't remember it. But he mentioned that these little crabs had these things coming from Bob's nose. So Bob
this. It kind of reminds me of when you remember your first stream, I think it was, you talked about how he was going to the pulmonologist to get a haircut. I think it's the mustache extends all the way into his lungs. They need to get like a little mini weed whacker on like a fiber optic cable and kind of just trim it out of his lungs.
Rest in peace, Bob. And let's see, let me look here. There's 16 people watching this right now, but like 2 people talking. I know, Bob, you're one of them, so just jump right in. We'll entertain you. So he needs to trim the cornrows. Okay, got that. Mike Hunt. Yes, beforehand, I agree. You know, Mike, going to your beforehand comment, I struggle more with Bob with those long, awkward pauses. Ugh, I hate this thing. They drive me nuts. This is
Honestly,
Robert L. McKim from
senior.
Carrollton, Ohio. You are all gonna die.
You're a bunch of no good for nothing. He sounds so depressed in that clip. The thing is, I hope he doesn't start getting things ready beforehand, because my favorite parts of the Bob videos where he's trying to show something is when he takes way too long to find something and he has to upload that half of the video to his computer and then film it with a camera on his lap.
I agree. I'm sorry, Mike.
I think there was at least once where he does like 3 layers of that. Like he's filming something on his lap and then filming that later on. So it's like this tunnel of videos.
Yep. So Mike Hunt, I just want to say my screen says 16. You might see 7, you might see 8, but I'm going to tell you what my screen says. And we all know I've had fucking problems with YouTube today. And I just got back from them people. I you know what? I think YouTube are my trolls. This is it. I'm going to make a video about how YouTube is horrible. Growing like weeds kind of irks me. Yes. Don't know what you're saying, Jen. Carl, here's my opinion, Joe, regarding Carl. You said I miss Carl, come back. This is just my opinion. I'm not saying it with any authority, but there was the very last time Carl was present, somebody who some believe was from Kiwi Farms came in and totally doxed him with his real name and everything else. And next thing we know, the very next day, that channel was gone. But from what we know, at least me and third generation, Carl's talking about coming back. I don't know how Carl's going to come back, but we certainly welcome him back. He had a voice in all of this, but it was pretty fucked up with what happened. I personally don't care if people dox me, but Carl has quite a bit to lose. Jennifer J says, just like the teacup. Yes, Jen, just like the teacup, because I told you to stop drinking out of that 2-liter bottle like a football player and get yourself a, what did I call it? A dainty floral teacup to drink out of. My cunt says weird 8 viewers. Yeah, my screen's still showing more. One or both of us is right. Ooh, that's a good idea, Mike Hunt, playing his videos at 1.5 times. I rip out my rug, Jen. I don't know what the hell you're trying to say. I made a video about it. Still don't know. Whatever. So, but yeah, we have, and I just received a Discord message. Oh, I don't want that. So, going back, because I do want to go back, a lot of these folks do seem to think that because we have opinions, because we react, that we are trolls, we are evil, and we're the rest. But in reality, here's how I approach it. I'm not going to speak for you, third, but outside of Michelle, because I got a little too deep, but I try to present my view as what does it look like for a viewer who is looking in, right?
Right.
I'm not trying to purposely find fault in you. I'm trying to say this is what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you approach this, Third? And there's no right or wrong answer.
I think I might not have heard part of what you said because I'm not quite sure what. Could you repeat that for me?
What I'm trying to say is, when I make videos and I say things that I do, it's not because I'm trying to be hurtful. I'm trying to present this is what the outside viewer sees. Like, I don't want emotional ties or other ties to people. I just want to be, here's me as casual viewer looking in, and this is what you are presenting.
Right. Like, my sort of take on leveling criticism versus trolling. It's like I'm a pretty sentimental person, all right? I even in my videos, which I would consider like borderline trollish, I still have some piece of me that wants Bob to improve. And when you say things about people's hygiene and people's cleanliness around the house, there's always a part of me that's like thinking, this will improve your life if you do this. So, yeah, leveling genuine criticism, there's nothing wrong with that in my eyes.
Yeah, and you know, it's genuine. It's real. And I'm not talking about the law here. You know, it's nothing to do with fair use and the rest, because in any claim any of these people can make against us, it's all under fair use. The reality is, I am a regular Joe, and I just tuned into your channel, and this is what I see. You have Bob saying that he is a prophet of the Most High. You have Michelle saying that she is a snow queen, or the rest. You have Tommy, who is jumping into fucking dumpsters. You know, there's so many. It's like, do they even realize? I don't know.
I don't think they do. Because, like, you know, I couldn't really work this in with the germs because he's not a dirty guy, and I couldn't work it in with, like, him being malicious because he's not an angry guy. But Uncle Adams, one of my, you know, my favorite people to comment with on Twitter, he made a video once where he was performing credit fraud. He was going to a hardware store, getting a store credit card, buying a bunch of power drills, and then selling them on the street so that he could have cash. And he thought there was nothing wrong with that. You know, it's just like there's this weird detachment from reality with these people.
Right. And, you know, we didn't talk about Uncle Adams a lot, and I know you engage with him, or you attempt to engage with him a lot on Twitter. But Uncle Adam, let me tell you what I understand, then you can correct me. Uncle Adams is a mid-30s-ish gentleman who is white, and I don't play that game, who thinks he's a rapper and wants to have a music brand much in a similar path of Eminem. And and so Uncle Adams is clueless that he is not Eminem. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Right. So would you like for my sort of more deeper dive into that? It's not going to be too long.
Of course.
All right. So you're right. He does appear to be in his mid-30s. I have no idea how old he is. He does not engage with any of his fans on any medium whatsoever. It's pretty bizarre. This man who's so obsessed with getting a following refuses to engage with his audience. But basically, he lives in Regina, Saskatchewan, or Regina. I don't know how to pronounce it. He pronounces it Regina. and he used to be like a battle rapper or something in high school. His name is spelled Uncle with a K, Adams. And his two first mainstream songs were Booze Tune, which is like a song about getting drunk and raping a girl, and Hey Faggot, which is, but he tried to clean up his image. He became a motivational speaker / rapper, and he used to do like shows in Regina's public school system until he started using lyrics in his motivational songs about kids who drank bleach. So they removed him, and he can't get a following because, frankly, his music's awful. It's really tame. It's like, imagine just out of touch white boy rap. That's basically what it is.
All right.
And yes, Joe, he's for real. And I don't know who farted. I'm standing up right now. So it might have been the floor creak, and I'm a heavy guy. But he because he doesn't make the kind of music that people would want to listen to, he doesn't make money off his career, and he refuses to get a job. He worked at a construction site for 6 hours before quitting. He got a job driving a garbage truck for 12 hours, and then he quit because he didn't like that they didn't give him lunch breaks.
Oh my.
So he has no money coming in from this rap career, and he buys into like the crap about like you have to burn your bridges, and basically make it so there's no escape route if you want to succeed. So he performs credit fraud to be able to afford props for his music videos and cameramen and all this other stuff. And he's currently in, I think, $250,000 of debt.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of fucking debt for a rap career.
This guy looks like the Night of the Living Dummy from Goosebumps. He does.
And I'll be honest with you all, I do follow Third Generation, and so every time I saw Third Generation reply to this person, I totally thought that they were friends.
Yeah, this guy has never replied to a single tweet ever. It's kind of bizarre. He just tweets these weird things like "extraordinary," and then like he'll retweet that 5 different times over the course of a month, and then he'll tweet a picture of himself wearing light-up shoes like a 5-year-old on his first day of school.
Yeah, and is that not his Twitter profile picture?
One of them. He has so many of these pictures. It's unbelievable. I started to comment things like Curtis on his first day of school, and then I just got tedious because he's posting so many of them, and he doesn't realize that, like Mike says, he looks cringy as all hell.
Yeah. Did you just correct your language? He did not say as all hell. He said cringy as all
boop. Oh, you're right. We're talking about Uncle Adams. We can't curse.
I think Third Generation is seriously a secret conservative Christian here.
Yeah, you're right. I'm trying to show you some good old white rappers instead of those darn cursing ones from the ghetto.
All right. So since we're here, I need to question Joe Hester. You're kind of pissing me off, but let me just ask it very objective. Why do you keep hiding the videos on your channel? You have the fucking funniest videos of many others. So why do you just hide them? Come on now, man. I plan my stream days in advance. I can't have you hiding this shit the day before. Let's see what he says.
He can't answer. He's listening to Uncle Adams. he's listening to totally real and accurate lyrics about him being able to buy.
What did he just say? I don't think this has to do with what I just said. Well, I was trying Go ahead, read it.
Trying to make he must have been trying to play some kind of long game with Bob, I bet. I was trying to make something happen, but it never did, so I guess I'll put them back, lol. I mean, that, Joe, you gotta, I would like your videos to come back, if I'm being totally honest, but, you gotta just have patience, It took him a month to say, my cunt.
And he still doesn't know what the fuck he was saying.
Yeah.
Joe, we're both gonna smack you, man. However,
I'm not gonna smack you, Joe, but I will be disappointed.
I will smack you, Joe, but anyways.
He will smack you for me, too, but I won't smack you.
$20. But really, Joe, I have to say this. It wasn't until Bob said it. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm admitting this. But it wasn't until Bob admitted or said it that I realized what happened. So this evangelist Bob went and commented on other people's videos, and this other person decided to make a response to Bob. I didn't even get it. Alright, what's my count say? Oh, Joe Hunt, I am not repeating that. Smack me, friend. I hate it when it disappears. That's why I really
That's true. I've actually sung, I didn't realize it, but I was kind of like singing that song under my breath at work one time. And I was just like sitting there at work, just, sitting around, and I'm like, realized that I'm muttering under the bottom of my breath, rape, 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 God supplies rape. And I was like, oh shit, I'm going to lose my job if I keep this up.
God is all about the rape. Jennifer.
And the cum.
Stop. All right, let's read the latest out of Jennifer. I drew Miss J and my comic strip and never quite. Jen, expound on that. Tell us more. Oil is also oil, you guys.
Oil is also used as oil.
It is. Okay, listen. It is not oil. It's oral. Oral.
As in, let me use that in a sentence for you. Smirker's orally peanut butter.
Oh fuck! Remember that peanut butter? Oh my God! I lost it. There was that peanut butter. Oh God.
Joe, it doesn't matter if you have 58 videos, they're all wonderful.
Oh, poor Joe. I'm thinking, I'm thinking back to that one fucking video where Bob's in the kitchen and he's got that I can't even stop. He's got that.
He's like, this is Schmirkers. It's a good brand, but it says creamy peanut butter, but it should say Orly peanut butter.
Orally peanut butter, yes.
I thought he'd be happy if it's covered in oil.
Stop. And he's got that thing. He's got that bottle, and it looks like somebody clearly took a label and put it over it. Yeah. Oh, I need to get back to chat because I'm going to go to a dark place. All right. I read that.
Oh, no,
Joe, you
no,
stop
Joe.
right there.
Not midnight, no.
Midnight is a saint.
Midnight would never lose her innocence like that.
I never will, Bob. Don't get it. Whatever. Okay, they're all back, all 58. Wow, I didn't know there were so many. What is my life? Yeah, Joe, you really don't have a life. Probably like I don't, because in between fucking commercial spots, I am into Bob, so I get you. I heard like peanut butter. Ew. That's all I'm going to say, Joe. Ew.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying.
But didn't Bob say in one of his videos that like Midnight the cat was like a saint or an angel? What did he say? Remember?
He was having like a rage meltdown about the military or something. And then Midnight comes up and he's like, "Hey, Midnight." He starts petting her and he's like not raging anymore. And he's saying that she's like empathic or something.
Yeah, you're
Midnight, right. Let me tell you something. Midnight, the only reason she sticks around there is she's waiting for them to die so she can eat their eyeballs. Okay, that's what cats do. They stick around sick people and wait until they die so they can eat their eyeballs.
Shut up, Joe. I can't even read
No, they don't understand English. Bob blinks his eyes at the cat like in Morse code, and she understands it.
I remember when Joe made a video about him attacking the cat. Oh my god, you folks, you know what? I have like 1/3 of a script I haven't covered. You realize Bob is gonna watch this, make a video tomorrow, cursing all this to hell, all of us to hell.
Bob's gonna watch the first 2 minutes and be like, "I don't understand why it's called lolcows, trolls, and germs."
This is in English. I can't understand it.
They're talking too fast for me.
They're talking in a language I can't understand.
I only know Greek and Hebrew.
Oh, fuck him with that, you know.
Let me just say, because it's on my mind when we're talking about Greek here. Does anyone remember when I read his second book and there was a word in there? The sentence was like, "Orge" means angry in Greek or something.
Yeah, and O-R-G-E in our language, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a Greek, like, you know, it's like pronounced Orye or some weird way like that. I don't.
Orge.
Yeah, I'm not Greek, and I'm not going to pretend to know Greek, but like, I think it's just kind of ridiculous how he picks like the goofiest sounding possible pronunciation other than orgy, which is what I picked.
Your
which I
video,
figured was just a Freudian slip.
no, your video was great, but the funny thing is, it's or gay, and
Okay.
I'm not going to give him too much my background, but it's or gay. However, his television preachers pronounce it in whatever they want to, right? And it's just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck, man? You know what? You clearly, every time I watch a Bob video where he tries to go back to the Greek and he pronounces the Greek letters in English, it's hilarious to me, you know? It's like, where are you coming from? You're so fucking stupid. Oh, wait. Look, Bob's back. I can't SOTP masturbating on Renee's big red foot. That's okay, Bob. Do you need some help there? Oh, come on, baby. Come, baby. Come.
Oh.
Come. Ew,
Mike, that sound, I actually do have a nail clipper in my hands. I'm just kind of whirling it around like a helicopter for some reason. I will stop that now. Thank you.
Yes, Mike, for the record, that's your generation and not me. I am clipping Renee's toenails while I touch my private places. You go,
see,
Bob.
this is just
you go, Bob. That's
Bob,
a very healthy sexuality. You go.
No, don't congratulate him. Let's see what he's doing here. He's trying to rip off Richard Whittington again. Do something original, Bob. Just like Uncle Adam says. I just want to be original.
Ew. Oh, God. I'm so grossed out right now. You have not been doing it for 30... Oh, wait. That was Jennifer. Never mind.
He's been clipping Renee's toenails for 35 years. That's how long they are.
My comic strip, Miss Jane, I've been doing like Uncle Adams. Jennifer, do you know who Uncle Adams is?
No, Jennifer's from like Yukon. That's like a different part of Canada.
Well, I know, right? She still has like sunlight for 24 hours. Bob is
actually, hey, Jennifer, I want to ask you something about Canada. All right, I know that Yukon's probably not the most heavily populated place. Is Nunavut more or less populated than Yukon? Like, are there more people where you live or there? And there's a reason for this. I'm just...
Second grade sentences. Sorry, Jen. Bob is sitting out.
Quit Uncle Adams. Quit like Uncle Adams mini jobs. Nice.
Bob is sitting on her foot. Oh, wow. Joe, don't encourage her. I have the best bone. My cunt, you know what? You're going to be my first block.
Joe, she would probably be better than Uncle Adams. I'm just saying it right now.
Oh, Bob says he's sitting on himself. Tell us all about it, Bob. Jennifer, I suck at rapping. Wow, this is horrible.
At least she spelled rapping right, because that would have been a really bad typo if she'd missed a P.
Yeah, I agree. Do you realize we never got into germs tonight? Mike Hunt, I don't care if this is hot.
Mike is saving this stream.
Mike Hunt, I am so mad at you right now. Jennifer's my girl, but fuck you. Oh god, oh god, oh god, Jesus.
Parousia.
Bob, welcome.
So, the reason I brought up Nunavut is because Uncle Adams has done one tour to Nunavut, which I mean, when he showed it in his video, it was like this barren wasteland. He was.
Jennifer, stop taking this serious. Okay, I'm looking at top chat. Let me go over to live chat. There's probably more. Oh my god.
I want to look too.
Was this here? My cunt says I have the weirdest bone right now.
Bone with a space in the middle.
Bob, you need help. Oh my god, I need to read the live chat. I love the live chat. My comic strip, Miss J in the AM, I have been doing 35 years. How have you been doing that, Jen, for 35 years? You're only like fucking 50 something. You've been doing that since a teenager? I'm sitting on myself. Oh god, Jesus is coming. Yeah.
So have any of you who've seen, like, I know some of you said you were looking at Uncle Adams or pictures of him or whatever, have any of you heard any of his music? I'm gonna wait for them to reply.
Yeah, and I'll tell you in the meantime that I haven't.
I actually, whenever I find a new lolcow, I go around my mom and I make her watch the video with me. I did that for DSP's jerk off video where he masturbated on a live stream for like an alpha for a video game, and he later claimed he was just scratching his leg. And I did it for Chris Chan when he did the video where he was showing off the stuff he could do with his tongue.
Ew. Okay, let me just say something right now. Fuck you, Joe Hester. Fuck you, Mike Hunt. You left my stream to listen to somebody else. All right. Oh, I only listened to original. Oh, I listened to a little. That means you left my stream. Fuck you.
He could have had. Maybe he had it on his computer and then looked on his phone. You know, maybe. I'm just gonna put out a little.
No.
Give him the good shake here.
Joe Hester, Mike Hunt, they're both of the devil. I'm going to tell you right now. Bob has it right. They're both of the devil.
But yeah, his music is like real bad, isn't it? I made my mom listen to original, and I made her listen to Hey Faggot in the car, and she got really mad at me. And
wow. I just opened another window, my dudes. Yeah, nice save, Mike Hunt. Blocked. Jennifer J just randomly throws out a yes. Jen, what are you saying yes to? We are more people. Still don't know. Throw it out, girl. Throw it out.
Oh, I think she's replying to the thing I asked about which one has more people, Yukon or Nunavut.
There's like 4 people in the Yukon.
Well, there must be only 3 people in Nunavut, and they all must be Uncle Adams fans. Because that's the only place he can get shows now, is Nunavut. There's probably some Eskimos out there. They probably like his music because it sounds like an animal crying and it helps them get better hunting.
All right, Jen. So we want to know. I know I want to know. I'm sure third generation wants to know. Joe Hester clearly wants to know. Do you have Eskimos around you? Shut up, Joe. Joe, be serious.
He is serious. Him and Renee are in a computer arms race.
Joe Hester McKim has a ring to it.
Oh no.
I have my countless computers running in literally surrounding my screen. My mom's basement. I'm sorry, Joe. You know what? Third generation lives in his mother's basement, so don't even try to take it. Know that up in Old Crow, Yukon. Okay. Poor Joe. I bet you Joe makes a video that we're picking on him.
So, like, real story here. I actually thought of getting a poster of Bob's face printed out and having it in the Bobbert videos, but the thought of it creeped me out way too much.
That's a bit much. I'll give you that one.
I think it would actually be kind of funny to go to a store, like a store I know I'd never go back to, and have them print out a poster of that. Not even just to hang it up, just to be like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
I mean, look at his recent profile picture. Let me look here. Let me scroll. let me scroll back up. I mean, is this really what you want as your fucking profile picture? I mean, he looks like Chester Molester. It's just like, what the fuck?
No. The one I want is the one where he had only one front tooth, and he's got his mouth open, and he looks like Pinhead Larry from SpongeBob. That's the one I want. Who you calling Pinhead?
I'm not retarded. My name is Bob.
I'm Dr. Bob. Thank you very much. Joe, every picture he thinks is a good idea, and every picture he takes, he looks awful and depressing. Bob's never... You look at pictures of Bob when he was a little kid in his book, he always looks like there's something up with him, you know? Even Chris Chan has taken videos where he looks moderately normal sometimes. Bob hasn't.
Alright, so speaking of Chris Chan, I need to scroll way down. And I wanted to use this as a counter to one of Michelle's videos. Let me find it here. This may not be in sync, but let me find it. So, in the video I'm trying to find, Chris Chan, Christine Chan, Christian Chan, whatever, tries to say that he's somebody that he's not, like some divine creature, right? Of course I'm not going to find it when I want to, but he says in the video that he is, oh shit, what is it, a CPU? And I don't even know.
Yes.
I don't remember what he means by CPU.
I can explain it, kind of, maybe.
Go ahead.
There's some, like, anime video game or something he plays where, like, video game consoles are, like, anthropomorphized into girls or something. and he thinks that he's like the avatar for like the Commodore 64. I don't know anything about this game. It's just this is my very basic understanding of it.
Okay, look at this message from Bob. I am naked in my chair. My diabetes is making me sweaty. I think Pornhub is making you sweaty.
Has he put any new uploads up lately? Or is he updating his bio?
Oh, here's the video. Of course, I'm probably going to crash, but let me try to play it for you all. This is the video that I was trying to tell you about. So, again, backstory. I was going to make this in connection to Michelle saying that she's a North American snow queen and the rest. Of course, there's no sound. I'm gonna guess this did not go over well. Yeah, okay. Y'all did not hear the sound on that, I'm convinced.
FKA Christian.
Formerly known as FKA equals formerly known as.
Okay, alright.
Jennifer
Bob,
J.
with that sweat pouring down your chair is probably the cleanest it's been in years.
Jennifer J says, you, whatever. Jennifer J says, nope, whatever. Joe says, no sound, I wonder why. Yeah, because fucking Renee's in front of my fucking house, obstructing my signals. What, Jennifer? Only an old crow Yukon? Jennifer, you're not an old crow. I think you're younger than Bob.
I think she's referring to where the Eskimos are. Maybe there's like a place in Yukon called Old Crow. I don't know. Just my guess.
Renee is getting naked now. I am scared. Yeah, you and me both, Bob. You and me both. Oh, you and me both. So, Bob, how are things in the trailer, Bob?
I bet the smell has become overwhelming now.
We are drinking some juice. Okay, Bob. So
they're having a good Memorial Day weekend.
Let me make this really CNN. Okay, Evangelist Bob. So, what kind of sin juice?
Just so you know, guys, it's like 85 degrees where I am right now, but I'm having too good of a time to turn on the fan, so you guys are
hand soap
making it all worth it.
What does that mean? Hand
Ooh.
soap. I have done art Bob over the years on Kiwi. Yes, we know, Jen. Maybe next week I'll profile your art.
I've seen some of that art. It's I don't know why Jennifer made Bob's man titties smaller in those drawings, but
because
I guess it's artistic license, you know.
Because Jen has bigger ones.
No, I think Bob has the biggest, most luscious man titties in the world.
Oh wait, Luna just kicked in. So Luna, I have to walk away from the screen for a second, but what? So what happened the last time Bob ate poop?
Would you like for me to tell, or would you like for Luna to wait?
Let's wait for Luna, and if he doesn't
All
give
right.
while I'm gone, you go ahead.
Sounds good.
Luna? No, you go ahead and go third.
All right. So, one of Bob's earliest videos, he's complaining about having gotten Giardia, which is it's like an amoeba or like a parasite or something that you get from eating feces. There's that echo. But anyways, yeah, that's what happened the last time Bob ate some poop. He got Giardia, and then he gave Renee Giardia. So I think they're doing some... Thank you, Robert, for telling us about your sin juice video. We all know that's not hand soap. So yeah, that's what happened when Bob ate poop. That echo is very distracting. You know, I hope you guys can understand this with the echo going on, but you know, when Bob has all those scanners going on in the background, I bet that really hampers what little intelligence he has left. Because it's very hard to focus with this echo. Yeah, it is G's. Yeah. That's the cleanest thing you've ever done, Bob. You know, that's the last time I drink before a stream, because I don't know if it's like the alcohol or what, but I'm very, very hot right now. Hello?
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thanks. So let's see what happens here. So Bob says put in YouTube Robert McKim hand soap, but don't even want to know. Luna, exactly. I love Luna. Bog dog, whatever. Bob, I drink hand soap. That zombie made false accusations.
What zombie are you talking about, Bob? Are you talking about, like, Jesus?
Well, I remember when Bob made that one video. I think there was one time where he went into his kitchen window and somebody made issue of the hand soap. And so in the very next video, he zooms in on the hand soap. It's like, holy shit, this is like old shit, right? Like the label is already wearing away.
That's understandably the soap hasn't been used. At this point, Bob is like 70% bacteria by mass. If he put on soap, his hand would just melt away.
It's like, you don't use this shit. What's wrong with you? So a couple of you are probably wondering how this germs thing like came to be. You know, over the past week or so, there's been numerous I don't want to say news accounts, but numerous reference things where across the nation, a lot of the same radio stations and TV stations use the same people who produce content. And the theme this week seems to be about germs. And one of the things I thought about was, especially a big study, is that movie theater seats are germy. Let me read this here. A Houston media outlet went undercover into movie theaters, collecting samples of what they believed were germs. It found that bacteria can lead to intestinal problems, staph, fungus, and organisms that can cause skin infections. In just 1 inch from a movie chair armrest, the Texas A&M microbiologist found millions of organisms. So a lot of us, I hate that beep. A lot of us go to the show, a lot of us see movies, a lot of us come home and we watch people on the internet. But we can get quite a few organisms just by going to the theater. But it makes me think, what kind of organisms can we get eating from Bob's Kitchen? There's the one video of him cooking, sausage and potatoes or hash browns.
Yeah.
And when you look around that video, it's disgusting. Like, I would never eat in that house. Do you know what video I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know that there were at least two videos, one where he makes sausage and one where he makes bacon. And he's frequently doing things like wiping the sweat off his brow and then going to mash up a sausage patty with his bare hands. He's putting the sausage patty on like a paper towel, a single layer paper towel on his dirty ass counter. He is very unhygienic. And then the way he cooks the food, I don't know why he insists on using that griddle. Maybe he's lazy. I'll admit to you guys, all right, I'm kind of lazy. I'm not the dirty kind of lazy. I just use like a non-stick wok to cook everything in, because I only need to clean and use one utensil. Okay. But Bob is the dirty kind of lazy, where he just puts everything on the griddle and then slowly cooks it, because he leaves to make the rest of the video for like 30 minutes and the food's still not done.
Yeah.
So, like, imagine all the trichinosis and all this shit leaking off of the bacon, getting in the hash browns. It's like, ugh.
I mean, it's disgusting to look around his kitchen. One of the things is when he makes a video, and so he's got his camera going, and he's going to pan, because he has no editing, so he's got to move the literal camera to whatever.
That's right.
I'm always stuck at looking at the background, and there's so much shit going on, right? He's got he's like a hoarder, and we know this because in his videos he's clearly said, I still have this from when I was a paper boy. It's like, who the fuck still has that? But the biggest thing that disgusts me is his kitchen videos was like, I am frying bacon and potatoes, and you could take a razor blade to scrape the fucking grease off of anything in his immediate surroundings.
You know what I just realized? Do you think that he's washing the camera after handling all that raw meat and holding that camera and walking around with it?
No, I don't think so. I think he's just doing what he does. And you know what? If he wants to cook the way he does and poison himself and poison Renee, that poor soul, that's fine. But he's presenting to the internet of how horrible his kitchen is. He pans around, and there's all these to-go boxes where he goes and mooches off of different community events to get the to-go food. I mean, we've talked about, and I can't remember the guy's name, the guy who made the chili cook-off for his church.
Jack Scalfani, yeah.
Yeah, Jack Scalfani. Could you imagine if Bob cooked for the frickin' potluck for his church? Like, everybody
I can't imagine that.
Yeah, everybody would die in the end.
Yeah, I can't imagine it because Bob would never give something away from, he could just eat it himself. But yeah, in a hypothetical scenario, maybe he accidentally brings some bacon to a thing and somebody eats it. Yeah, they'd probably get like botulism or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. I mean, his kitchen is horrible. He sits and he records. He's in his recliner, and Renee's over there, and there's this big hole in the ceiling, and he's wondering.
You know what else?
Go ahead.
You know what else I thought of is, I used to watch Hoarders and shows like that a lot in the past, and one of the things that they would always have to deal with would be like insulin needles. Like, they'd have so many people take insulin in these shows. I don't know what the correlation was, but do you think, because Bob, just his general laziness, don't you think there's probably like insulin needles somewhere and all that junk? Like, some person could probably just come over to, maybe Bob tricked them into doing some home repairs for him, and even if they don't end up doing them, they could bump into some insulin needles. They could get pricked.
Yep, and you're right, because I believe in one video Bob says he has to take insulin. I think it was him or her. It doesn't matter. That household,
probably both of them.
Yeah, that household needs to take insulin 2 to 3 times a week. So there's clearly needles needed. And who knows where they go. Like I said early on in the stream, or in one of the renditions of the stream, I didn't believe that they had a washer and dryer until I recently saw on a BobTube stream that he had to get up from making his video to go and change the towels from the washer to the dryer.
He's got to prove that he's a hard worker.
Yeah, right. You're right. There's no cleanliness there. And here's Renee sitting at the other recliner over from saying, "Are you going to go change those?" I'm sorry, Renee. I love you. I totally get that you're mentally deficient, but these are your dirty towels. Oh, wait. Bob said something here. Oh, yes, because of your spina bifida occulta. Yes, I get it, Bob. You can't do shit. We use the same...
That's probably what that thing on Renee's leg was. It was just a giant track mark.
They use the same needles.
I mean, Bob's flesh probably has the consistency of warm butter, so they probably don't have to worry about the needle being dull.
Oh, wow. So if you all use the same needle, that means Renee's going to get the same diseases from Bob's threesome. God bless this needle. Oh, wow. Well, yes, Bob, but you know what? You both have Medicaid. I am sure Medicaid will cover 2 different needles. You've been in a threesome, Bob, so who knows what Renee's going to get.
He probably sold that needle for more radios. He probably saw some sketchy looking dude on the side of the road with like a radio, and he's just like, "You want some needle? Give me that radio."
I'm a security guard. Here's my diploma, or not diploma, certificate.
The guy probably looked real scared because they're like, "Oh shit, are you a cop?" And he's like, "No, but I like to pretend to be one."
Wow. This gone dark. I was trying to have this conversation about lolcows, trolls, and germs. Radios are more impotent. Frey's here. Hey, Frey. We referenced you.
Frey, I saw your video and it was good and I liked it. And I'm a subscriber now, and you should all subscribe to Frey.
Alright, let me scroll back up to Frey. Oh, it's somewhere in there, I don't care. Where have you been, Frey? I base my entire stream on you.
It's okay, Frey. We forgive you. We have infinite forgiveness for you.
Yeah, Frey, sorry, we're gonna have to write you out of the script. Sorry, it's just what it is. You can prove all you want that Bob is not real with the Belmont Institute, but we have to write you out. Oh, look, even Bob says, Frey, you're late, get it straight. Yeah, I'm a little mad at Frey right now, but I'm not going to let my upsetness get in the way of this. I think Frey stopped talking.
So, would you mind if I say another thing about Uncle Adams? Because I just remembered it.
No, go ahead, because I'm just looking right now that Tommy may be trying something.
So, there's this series that Uncle Adams put on his YouTube channel called the At Least a Million Mission. And he had intended it to be like this behind-the-scenes thing, where he shows how he rose from being in debt to being a successful rapper, with the pretense that he would eventually become a successful rapper. And of course that never happened, so he just ended up releasing the videos anyways as like an ongoing thing.
So let me get this right. Yeah. So Uncle Adams is a mid-30s white guy who is trying to rap.
Yeah.
And he thinks that he's a rapper.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a motivational rapper. All his lyrics are positive. It's like he thinks that he's like a white Will Smith or something. Not like today Will Smith. I mean like way back when Will Smith, when he was a rapper. But this is the series where he shows how he was selling power drills on the side of the road. And there's this one part where he has this really optimistic video. He's like, things are looking up. I just got a 5-figure deal to tour all over the United States and get all my music on the radio. And this is what happens when you're optimistic. And, you know, da-da-da-da. And the next video, well, you can see all these TV monitors behind me. Well, the long story is, it turns out that those guys were scamming me, and they made me pay them $5,000. And then they took off to India.
Oh, wow.
And they're playing my music on the radio, but it's at 2 a.m. and nobody's hearing it. So I had to get these TVs on store credit.
Holy shit! It's like a Bob without the religion.
Yeah, he's like a cartoon character. You know, he. It's like, you know how in an episode of like The Simpsons or Family Guy or something, they'll have this ridiculous thing happen, but by the end of the episode, they're all back to normal. The status quo is preserved. That's what he does.
That's fucking incredible. Wow. I can't. I couldn't be that person. Okay, let's go back to chat. So Bob says I eat poop. So what? Yeah, okay, Bob. Bob
There's
Dog
protein.
says we all eat a little poop sometime. You go, Bob Dog. Jennifer says hello. Jennifer, why did you say hello? Did the stream cut out or cut in?
You know what I think, and this is just a theory here. I think that Jennifer backed up or something, because she's replying to things like way after we bring them up. I think she's like rewound the video or something.
Jennifer, what are you doing? Poutine. Yeah, there you go, my cunt. Poutine. 11/8/11 is the date of the poop eating video. Yeah, Luna, you know what? You have your fantasy side of mine.
Mike, don't get Bob to look up what poutine is, because he's gonna see that it's like French fries with gravy, and he's gonna eat nothing but that for the rest of his life.
My cunt is all about poutine right now. Jennifer J says pear. Okay. Luna, check it out. Okay. Oh, Paige. Jennifer, what are you trying to say, girl? Just type it out slowly.
Yeah, Jennifer, I think you need to hit like live. There's a little thing on the video that says live, so you bring it back up to the rest of us.
Be nice. So my eyes keep focusing on here. We all eat a little poop sometime. Yeah, it's in the bottom left. God. Oh my God, you all give me a good laugh. I do appreciate that. It's a hobby. I've said that repeatedly, but it is. Jennifer J, what are you trying to say?
Okay, I think I know what she's trying to say. All right. So she was talking about Old Crow, which is apparently like this village in the Yukon where the Eskimos live, and she tried to send a link about Old Crow, and it's saying that you can't see the link. And then I think that's what's happening.
Yes, I agree. I'm trying to post the Old Crow pair here, but did post it on your Discord. Oh wait, I did get a Discord message from Jen. By the way, if you all don't know, Jen is on Discord, quite active. Jen, what is this that you sent me? She sent me a picture of village houses.
Yeah, that must be the village where the Eskimos live. The Old Crow.
I am drunk and on drugs. We know that, Bob. Using
Neurontin's a hell of a drug. Diabetes needles.
Oh,
I think this might be an
Bob.
imposter. That seems like something Richard Wilfred Brimley would say, not Bob.
Let me check the account. So, Evangelist Dr. Robert McKim. Let me check the account here. No, it's the real account. It's using that picture.
Yeah, I guess it is.
I am.
You know what I love about that? You know what I love about that profile picture is you can see the date in the corner of the picture. Like, I am snort neurontin off Renee's foot.
Now that you're drunk, Bob, tell us the real story about Lucille. Yes, we all want to know about Lucille. Well, actually, wasn't Lucille her middle name?
It was like R. Lucille Loader. I don't know what the R stands for. Ruth. It was Ruth. Ruth Lucille Loader. I think.
I did the thing. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Luna, yes.
Bob, the thing could be Richard Whittington for all we know, which we know that you did him, but...
Me and Renee, we ate her with bacon grease. Ew! Bob, you should not be admitting to this stuff.
Yeah, bacon grease is very unhealthy.
You know, I just want you all to know that I actually had bullet points for tonight. And we've covered like none of them. I'm so mad at you, Bob and Luna. And Joe Hester, you didn't get off here.
And all my cousins who are also named Mike.
Wow, I'm so mad. I put so much effort into this. Hey, Evangelist Dr. Robert McKim is here. Where is Tommy? Well, frick you two with love. You know, Mike Hunt is such a romantic. Are you mad for me to... Okay. Where's Tommy? Tommy needs to appear in this stream. I've been waiting.
He's probably found a dumpster with some more clams in it.
Ugh. It's one thing.
Yeah, by the way, yeah,
go ahead.
You go ahead.
No, you go.
I'm just saying he's eating like clams out of the dumpster. And he's in Tucson, so it's like super hot over there.
The one thing that like drives me nuts about Tommy, and it's my own observation, is he talks about going to a dumpster and he finds some yogurt in the supermarket dumpster. And I get them both wrong because of Anne Boleyn, but is it Aptavia or Optavia? Aptavia, the one with that one actress, you know, the green container.
Activia?
Yeah.
With like Jamie something?
Yeah, Jamie whatever, yeah. So
or Julie
No, it's Jamie, but Jamie something. So he finds this Actavia in the dumpster because that's what he does. And of course the Arizona heat. And you watch in the subsequent videos, it's on a like TV tray table behind him on the counter. Yeah. Now, granted,
he's probably trying to.
What? No,
you go ahead.
No, that's fine. Granted, a store that's going to throw it out is going to throw it out for a reason. One of the biggest things is maybe a shopper grabbed it out of the cooler and left it next to the fucking Cheetos, you know? But here he is diving in a dumpster. He grabs it, and it's on a table behind him for at least 1 or 2 videos. It's like, what is wrong with you?
I think what he's doing is he's trying to like super ferment the bacteria so that he can use them as like gas bombs if he goes to another rock convention and gets harassed. He can just throw them at people and the stink will kill everyone but him.
I don't think Tom is going to a convention, but that's a good idea. Jen, what are you trying to say? Yes, her. I don't get it. Covered that. Bob says, I have real bullets. Hollow point. We know. I don't have bullets. Bullshit, Bob. I fish old. Oh, Lord. I fish old can and bottle to make cash, not to eat them. Okay, Jeff.
Well, he's not eating the bottles. He's eating the food inside of it.
It's like the Twilight Zone here between Bob and Jen. Jen, what are you trying to say there? I fish old can and bottle to make cash, not to eat them. I don't get it.
I think she's talking about grabbing like recyclables out of the dumpster and then like turning them in for money. I think. I am too good at understanding this.
I'm ashamed of you, third generation. I really. What? Okay. I fish old. All right, Jen. It's all about Tommy. Fine. What? Okay. I could be special, but third, do you get this whole conversation here?
Let me see here. She is talking about Tommy. I think, I swear what it is she's like a few minutes behind us. Because you started talking about Tommy like 5-10 minutes ago, and she's just now talking about Tommy. Like,
she's not talking about Tommy, she's talking about M.
Oh my God, Bob's found her. He's got a gun to her head, and all she can hit is M for McKim to let us know what's happening.
Yes, Mike is right. What did Mike say? Tommy? Jen, I love you, but more clear. Wow. I need to go back to this one. I fish old can and bottle to make cash, not eat them. Does Jen mean third when she says Mike? None of us know what Jen means. T have a delay in here on thus Kahat.
Yeah, she's a few minutes behind us.
Jen, are you smoking? I'm gonna assume that says I have a delay here on this chat. Bob professed his love for Jen.
Jen, you can come down to Carrollton and you can be the one who lifts Bob's belly up so that he and Renee
shut
can.
up.
No, I'm not even. Let me just say here, okay? When Bob writes about his threesome in the book, he actually brings up that the third person in the threesome was the one guiding Bob's privates into Renee. Like, he's so big, he can't even do that himself.
I'm at a loss for words.
Yes, it's spelled like that. Like the hedge. Like a privet hedge. Or prive, I don't know how to pronounce it. But that's how he spells it.
What did Jen say afterwards? Delier. Wow.
You
All
have
right.
Adele here?
Delier here. Jen, retype it. Adele.
You know, I this is just a glimpse into the life of third generation and second generation, but I made the joke with my mom that Bob must be hung like a donkey if he's having all these people holding his dick for him. Like, it's so big that he can't actually, like, maneuver it.
You know I love you, but why are you thinking about that?
Because I'm a degenerate.
The last thing I think about at the end of the day is Bob's size.
I mean, that also would explain why he's had so many threesomes, you know? It's a one-horse town, and the horse is named Bob.
Where's Melhar when I need her? Delay in the chat. Okay, whatever. Thank Bob. You know what? Y'all get a room. No, we get misspellings, but shut up, Mike. Save a horse ride, Bob. Wow. So, Bob, what words do you want to leave us with today, Bob? Besides me. Oh my gosh. I'll tell you what, Mike Hunt /it me/ June's new husband. I love Bible. You get yourself a Discord, you can join us on chat too. You're slowing me down here. No, you know why I do live videos now. I don't know. Okay. Bible. That is like my most favorite thing ever.
My favorite one is the toilet on the porch. That and the Orly peanut butter.
Orly.
And no T's in butter either. It's Smirkers Orally peanut butter.
I think my cushions, yes. I think my class. My most favorite thing ever is when he tries to call the Walmart headquarters being all serious. Talking about talking about the olive oil margarine.
Yeah, and he gets his sweet cream butter. Evidence.
You know
what? You know what was great like years ago, Google Translate had this feature called Elmer Fudd, where you could like translate English into Elmer Fudd speak. Someone needs to make something like that for Bob.
When they destroyed the toilet.
just blew out the bottom of it.
What did Luna say? That's right, Luna. Bob is growing frickin' chives out of the toilet.
I don't know why all my plants keep dying in this toilet planter.
My cunt says, ibuprofums.
Oh, don't forget the cough medicine he takes, Tussum. Bircher.
My cunt, she birchered that dang toilet.
Luna, that is not fertilizer. That is a hazardous material. Plants do not grow in that stuff. Plants wilt and die.
My roses are glowing. What, Jen?
All these roses keep coming out brown. All I can grow is corn in this toilet planter. Corn and peanuts.
I remember. This is like one thing that you all don't know, but so I make all these videos about Bob, right? And there's one video where I show the toilet on the porch, and I zoom in on it, and the only thing people comment about is the fact that I showed the toilet on the porch.
I remember.
Go ahead.
I remember Bisexual Ministries when they did that puppet video. They showed the toilet brush in Bob's sink, and it's not like a dish brush on a handle. It's a toilet brush. It goes all the way around.
You're right. And I have to tell you guys, just to conclude that, I spent like 8 hours planning that video, and the only thing people can fucking talk about was that, wow, you included the toilet on the porch. I'm like, fuck you all. I am digging a hole here with my talking here. No, you're not, Jen. Just stay. Mike Hunt, what do you mean when you say, are you still with us? It turns my lawn green. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's probably mold and fungus from, that ain't healthy grass. That's... Renee probably just ate a lot of blue dye.
I think Mike Hunt has a thing for Jennifer J. We should get our ULC licenses so we can marry those two.
Yeah, I should go to the ULC and pay $20 for a ordentation.
It's 10.
I mean, it depends on... I'm not even joking. I was looking at I did a Twitter poll forever ago where I was gonna get an ordentation from the ULC for $10, and I decided to just not do it because, like, I can spend that $10 on beer or something, something that's actually like worthwhile. Yeah.
Jen, your mind is not gone. It's just absent. Mike Hunt and Jennifer, let's set. Ew. See, I knew Bob had a thing for Jennifer.
It's like little kids when they have a crush on each other. They're all antagonistic towards one another. That's Bob, because he does have a childlike mind.
He does. Wait. Jennifer says, I cook some dinner now. Jennifer, it's like 9:33 p.m. where you're at. Don't bullshit me. He sent $20 to the church.
Are you
Yes.
sure you want to do that, Mike? His hedges are probably very unkempt. We know he doesn't do any yard work.
I kind of think that Bob and Jen have a romantic relationship going here. I will hold your privet. If you send $20 to the church, they will make you a pope. Just 20? Wow. I was going to send 50. I think we embarrassed Jen. We should be nice to Jennifer J. Jennifer will never admit her love for Bob. You don't hate Bob, Jen. You love Bob. Can you see that third generation?
I see. No, hell no, I hate Bob.
Yeah, that's Jen.
Yeah.
So who do we have? Let me look here at the. Oh my God! How did I gain so many subscribers? Trolls.
It's that goblin magic from Uncle Adams. You probably.
It's telling me now that I have like 44 subscribers, and I'm not even trying for that many. You don't hate Bob. Alright, so who is all here? Let's do a little bit of a check-in. We know Jen's here. I assume Mike's here. Bob may or may not be here. Bob is here. So, Bob, let me ask you, why did you not make a video? Why did you not make a video today about the amateur radio military appreciation? Oh, there's Luna.
Hi, Luna and Mike and Jennifer.
Oh, and Joe says he's here. He's just a little quiet.
Joe forgot which computer he's doing chat on.
Wait, Joe did a video tonight?
Yeah, he uploaded it while we were streaming.
He always does that. I hate Joe sometimes.
I love Joe. Joe, you're the coolest.
I hate you, Joe.
Joe, you're so original that even your clone couldn't copy you. You like that sick verse that's from Uncle Adams?
Wait a minute, I'm subscribed to Joe. Nothing came up.
Did you hit the bell?
Not for Joe.
Why not? Joe's worthy of getting the bell rung. Come on.
Oh, 1 hour ago. There we go. I see. Joe, will you marry me? Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go. You will see credentials. We can marry Mike and Joe.
Hey, Bob, if I pay you $100, will you marry Mike and Joe? If I throw in an extra 50, will Renee come and sing?
Jen, do the ceremony. Do it. Wow. I will do anything for 20. And we know that, Bob. How much did that threesome cost you?
I know that all the guys in the overpass under Carrollton know you'll do anything for $20. You see, that's the one thing I'll say that's good about Bob. He's unhygienic, he's dumb, but he has some serious business acumen. No other prostitute can meet those prices.
Except for Jen.
Oh.
Reading Jen's last message is she'll do anything to come and do that.
Well, I mean, Bob doesn't have any Canadian dollars, so that's probably what. Oh, gross. Oh, that's grossing me out way more than it should. I give them a tickle with my little white caterpillars.
I don't even want to know what little white caterpillars are.
It's his mustache.
Or what did Rupert call them? The little whatever crabs.
Yeah. It's his lung stash.
Wow. Y'all are being. You're dark trolls. Wow, cursed be the day that Jennifer's like the white frickin' troll. Womb bro.
Ew. Well, I mean, Bob will eat anything, so.
Ew. Well, remember, he got fat. He got fat, and his beatus rose because of peanut butter.
I love how he thinks that because peanut butter has protein, Reese's cups, or as he calls them, Reese cups, are good for him.
Oh, wow.
So I know that you guys probably aren't very big in like the cooking with Jack stuff, because but someone on Kiwi Farms posted a thing that they wish that someone would impersonate Jack and make like a fake cooking video. And I just so happen to have my own yellow baseball cap that I can wear backwards. So, just giving you guys a little heads up, that'll be something that happens in the near future.
I think Jen should do that. I think Jen should impersonate him. Jen, are you up for it? Jen? We know you're here. Jen?
She says, "Thanks, I am." I guess that means she will do it.
That's right. Jen? Oh my god, this is way too funny. Joe's gone. Bob is thinking of his next thing. Luna's back with his wife. Jen! The white troll, I like that. Okay, but answer the question, Jen. Are you willing to be the stand-in for, what's his name, Jack?
Jack Scalfani.
Are you willing to be the stand-in for Jack and do your own cooking show? We know you can burn water.
What? Are you serious? She's burned like a kettle of water?
You need to watch her videos.
Because, I'm being... My dad actually burned a pot of water once. he was using it to dehumidify the house, and he left it on for way too long. It ended up scorching the pot. It was.
Jen made a video like, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago. she's talking against Bob, and suddenly all the smoke comes out of the kitchen.
No. A portal to hell has opened.
She burned her beans or whatever the fuck she was cooking.
Well, hey, just get a brisket, and there you go.
I've been watching Jen for too long, but if I remember, Jen. Okay, so she has a studio kind of apartment, right? So it's got the typical studio. Jen, I'm trying to be serious. She's got the typical studio setup. But her landlord only gave her a refrigerator and not a freezer. And so Jen goes and buys the 50% off meat. And only puts it in the fridge.
Oh, no.
And eats it. I pray to Satan and he
Mission accomplished, Bob. You got those beans.
You go, Bob. And you know what?
If there's one thing that Bob hates more than a troll, it's vegetables.
Green beans especially.
Yeah. And yellow beans.
And you know what? I totally get editing a video. But here's Jen making a video about Bob or whatever she was doing. And her beans basically lighting flames. And she runs to it. Instead of editing that out, she leaves it all.
He lives on a vegetable.
Well, I did let my meat out. But Jen, really, you know what? I don't care what phone or camera you're using. There are free software programs.
I'm gonna have to use that as a pickup line, Jennifer. I let my meat out like Tommy's yogurt.
Hey, baby. My name is Jen. Arthur Jen. I'll never forget that video because I'm like so into Jen. I'm like, yeah, you go, Jen. You do it. And her fucking beans burst into flames.
It's like that, that Simpsons meme where it's Homer pouring milk into cereal and it bursts into flames.
Yes. Poor Jen. I felt so bad for her. She was so serious in her video. And she's like, oh, I gotta go. The smoke alarm's going.
Not my beans. No.
I was like, damn, Jen, why? You could edit this out. It's kind of like Amberlynn and Chantel. It's like, you should edit the shit out, right? They live, I make... okay. No, I realize you're doing a quote-unquote live video, but there's something you should edit out. The fact that the fire department's at your house, you might want to edit that out.
Did the fire department seriously show up?
No, I don't think so.
Oh. That would have been great. I mean,
but
I would have loved Bob response to that.
But here's poor Jen. Bob, I hate you. Bob, you're evil. Bob, you're horrible. Boop, 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 boop. All my beats. That's when I was like, I like Jen. She's real. Fucking.
I let my meat out like Tommy's yogurt. That's gonna be. Hey, baby, you want to see me let my meat out like Tommy's yogurt?
Hey, baby, my meat or your beans? All right, so Jennifer just said something, and I have to follow up because I need to know. She says, only the cop when I was high. All right, Jen, we all, oh boy, we all know what happened tonight when you were high. It was a very interesting night. So I did see this video. I do have it saved just in case. But you're sitting in your apartment. There's a little knock at your door, and the cop shows up and tells you to turn off your live stream. Right? What happened thereafter? So this cop walks into your apartment and is like, "Hello, we got a call. ... What happened?" I never let my meat out. Oh, Lord. I'm letting that one go. So, part two. No. You might have a part two, but from what I recall from your video, is the cop came to your door, knocked. You're like, hello. He's like, I am cop. And you're like, I am live streaming, and he says, turn video off. What happened from the point where he told you to turn off your camera?
Like, not in the video, like in real life, what happened
right, because I did see your part two, and your part two had nothing to do with what happened there.
Like, what did the cop say to you and stuff?
Yeah. Oh, they see if I am okay. You know, John, I love you to death. You were not okay. So, what happened there? So the cop told you to turn off the camera. And then, like 15, 20 minutes later, you turn the camera back on. What happened in those 15 minutes, though? Like, what did they do to you? What did they say? This is what I'm curious about. And I'm not trying to make you a lolcow. I'm laughing because it's way too funny. But what the hell happened there? Waiting. We talk and they ask question and let me go, seeing that I am okay. Okay, that's fine. But do I remember the cop asking you to show your ID? Like your identification? It seemed to be right at the point you cut out. The cop's like, do you have ID or some shit like that? Okay. So basically, you were high, the cops showed up, they tell you to turn off the camera, and then they leave. There's like a little hole there. Like, what was that conversation? Like, what happened there? And I'm not picking on you. I'm just curious, like, what happened? You have a...
Like, did they bring up who sent them, or...
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand. So you're live streaming and you had a lot going on. Fine, whatever. Cops show up to your house, knock at the door. You answer the door. They tell you to turn off the camera. And 20 minutes later, you have the camera back on. What happened in the interim? Like, I'm not trying to be mean or funny. I'm being serious. Why didn't they take you away? Like, what happened there? Something happened in those 15 to 20 minutes where you were able to get back online. Call me. I think that goes to the last. And show the any who I know. Whoa, I don't get it. Do you get it?
What's that? Then, let's see. And show them any... they never said who called them. I don't know what that one... I don't know what that first one says.
Okay, so the
someone that care about me.
Okay, so the cops said to you when they showed up, someone who cares about you called about you. It can't be Bob.
Well, I mean, that could be... Well, the thing is, they might have just, like, lied, like... Because, you know, they wouldn't be like, oh, this guy sounded angry, because then, you know, she might know who they're talking about, or... I don't know what the deal is, but...
Oh, that makes sense. Oh my God.
Because then, you know, if it's like, oh, this angry person called, you know, then she'd be like, oh, that's Bob, I'm gonna get revenge, you know.
Well, she made a video like a day or two later alleging that Bob is the one who called. So, Jennifer, what makes you think Bob is the one who called? That was a question. But why do you think Bob tried to put you in jail? I don't think it was Tommy. Tommy really doesn't give a shit about anybody but himself. But why do you think Bob tried to put you in jail? Okay. Do you understand that, third generation?
Other than her just saying that Bob and Tommy did it because she made videos about them, doesn't really seem... I mean, there's not really any corroborating evidence for that, though.
So, Jen, who do you think it was? Bob or Tommy? In your own opinion. That was a question.
Is she still there?
I don't know. Type faster. Tommy, he get the cop online in one of his many phones. So, are you trying to say you think it was Tommy who called the cops? Question mark. Wow. Jen. He talked to their Canada cops about me when it was. Who talked to the Canada cops about you? Oh, I'm getting some weird message from YouTube. But who talked to the Canada cops about you?